Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters, and welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions. So today is a time for Friday Free Thinking, also known as FFT, and that was actually done on purpose, by the way. So I was actually shooting multiple videos today, and the topics were good, but the products came out terrible. So I decided to scratch those and perhaps save those for the future. So today I think I'm just going to kind of briefly talk about stuff in general. And that's what Friday Free Thinking is all about, right? Just free thinking away. And it doesn't always have to be related to War of the Visions. But today's topic, I think it's about what I want to do in terms of more for War of the Visions. I think the game currently is at a very healthy state. I think it's what, 7 or 8 months? Actually, no, I think it's like almost 10 months for the Japanese release, right? So we're approaching 1-year anniversary very quickly, and we're not sure if the Japan server gets the 1-year anniversary goodiness and whatever the states decide to gift to player base. Would that be carrying over to global? Hopefully it does, right? Hopefully it does. But in terms of the state of my channel though, I'm thinking that I'm looking for some help from the viewers. Do you guys have any suggestions of content that you want to see? And one thing that people actually ask me is, can you make tier lists? And for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm actually lately I've been kind of like, not lately, but in the last couple of years since I returned to the mobile gaming world, I realized tier lists aren't exactly definitive, right? I kind of made a little rant video, so to speak, back in the days, a few months ago actually a couple of months ago, about how I felt about tier lists. In general, I don't think tier lists really applies to this game. If I was to create tier lists, it obviously is just for show, right? Most people don't have the data to back up why they feel like units are much more powerful than others, etc., etc. At least from a general perspective. When people make tier lists, it's usually from a general perspective. But I think, in my opinion, if I was to break down units in terms of how they do in this game, it would have to be broken down in terms of their role, and it has to be broken down in terms of where they may apply themselves, right? Raid, arena, PvP, campaign / story mode, challenges, regular dungeon farming, and of course the tower. So there are multiple facets to this game, and I don't think it's fair to judge a unit from a general perspective. So if people like to see maybe me going actually in that direction and create tier list videos, I could do it, but it's not going to be your typical, you know, general, oh my god, look at this unit, it's the best in the world, blah blah blah, SS tier, ooh, super tier, oh, I'm going to create my own version of a tier list, I'm going to create yeah. I think it's just going to fuel the fact that I have a sort of a hatred towards all that. And I get it, the fact that people enjoy making that content, and quite frankly, people love to watch that content. Because I think it's just a way to someone do the work for you, right? Telling you, hey, level up this unit because it's the best in the world. Do it. You will not regret it. And you know what? I've regretted so many times when people make tier lists and I watch them in other games, and I regretted it. So do I go and blame those people? No, I blame myself. I blame myself for clicking on that video. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's something to consider. But maybe there are other things that the viewers would like to see in this channel. You know I've been covering news. I've been covering reviews. In general, like my opinions on the state of the game. Should you save, should you summon videos. Those are very popular. And I like to do my own little spins, like Friday Free Thinking is definitely a spin that I can incorporate different topics that has something to do with this game, you know, sometimes loosely based, right? Like the history of gacha game, I thought I had a lot of fun doing that one. But today I'm just hitting a roadblock, like really having a hard time thinking of things to create for this game. I think it's because my brain's kind of like taking a break, because this week has been very chill. You know, we've been kind of pushed with a lot of content in the last several weeks. So for me, I think I'm just kind of like taking this relaxed approach. I think what I'm going to do is probably just do streams this weekend instead of making videos. Because all in all, like I feel like if this starts feel like as a full-time job, I'm not going to enjoy it as much. And I still want to create content every single day. I really do. But I also noticed that on weekends, the viewer count tends to go down quite a bit. And I'm not gonna lie, I watch other content creators for this game, and I noticed that their views have gone down a little bit on weekends as well. So I think moving ahead, I think it makes sense from a time perspective to perhaps take 1 or 2 days off on the weekend, just not put any content out, and maybe just do like a relaxed stream or something. I think that will have more engagement with the viewers. I think I also want more engagement from the community, right? If you guys have suggestions, please feel free to put it out there. I can't guarantee you that I will follow through on every request, but I feel like if people with more ideas can, share those sentiments with me through the comment sections, then I can definitely do some of those content, especially if I feel like they're really helpful for the community in general. So having said all that, I do want to talk about a couple other things. I think the first thing is, what do we expect in the 1-year anniversary? Speculation at this point, right? I think they're definitely going to probably give us some free 10x pulls. I think 10 days straight was a really good idea. But honestly, can the company keep doing that, right? For the sake of that. If you notice, this game is very grindy, very patient-oriented game. It requires a lot of patience from the player's perspective. And they deliberately did that so that they feel that they can create a longevity of the game. The longer it takes to finish things in this game, the more people will play, at least from the developer's perspective, is my guess. Being a collector of various things in life, physical collecting, one thing I noticed is all about the chase, right? When you're chasing a woman or you're chasing a man, that feeling it's refreshing, it's very exciting. And then a lot of times what happens when you get married? Sometimes people lose the spark, right? And you get divorced or whatever. And that's probably the most grim part about chasing. Applying that to chasing things like collecting toys for me, like I collect Transformers. And one of the most exciting thing is you're always looking forward to news because it's part of that chase. It's part of that collector's high, I guess some people call it. And you know what I feel like when I get that product, like watching review videos, anticipating, counting down the days, and boom, I go out and buy it. I bring it home. It just goes right on the shelf. It's like, okay, I did it. I'm done with it. Let's move on. Let's find more high. I hate to go there, but it's kind of like drugs in many ways, right? You're chasing constantly. And I think that's why they do gacha games is it's like the chase, right? Window shopping. And they slap some nice prettiness in front of you. It's like, do you want this unit? And then when you get it, sometimes you have a feeling of regret. You're like, freak, why did I do that? Now I have to build this unit, and then you can maybe be somewhat disappointed or whatever. And you like just kind of shelve that unit and then look forward to more units. I think that's why people love news videos. I really do. I really feel like people enjoy seeing what's coming up, what's new. I think that's part of the human psyche, to be honest. And so, like I said, going forward, maybe it is something the companies will slowly kind of open that gate of allowing us to have more units, more freebies, easier quality of life, easier ways to farm items, because eventually people are going to get tired of that patience factor. People are going to get tired of waiting constantly, and testing our patience is not a good idea, right? Eventually people are going to walk away. So that's generally speaking the trend in gacha games. They tend to be stingy in the beginning, but they become very nice and very friendly in terms of just giving you free items. So I think for 1 year anniversary, I think we might be getting a lot of free summons. In fact, they might even just straight out give us free things, like maybe a ticket selector to select some of the older units, of course, right? You're like, boom, you need Ayaka, here it is, free. Courtesy of Square Enix and Gumi. And I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I think that's a great idea, especially the fact that 1 year anniversary is a big milestone for mobile games. There's this game called Blade Cross something, I don't know. It was like this game that's very similar to another Square game they released months ago. and it's like an action RPG type of thing, and there's a lot of hype, actually one of the content creators for this game actually was highlighting quite a bit on that game, because I actually watched his channel quite a bit actually on that game, and I played it for maybe like a solid 10 minutes, and boom, I deleted it. I was like, nah, not really into this type of game. And they recently announced that that game is shutting down. Like, the shutting down servers is becoming more and more abundant on global gacha game, mobile gaming world. So it's scary out there. Like, the market is very volatile. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important that companies don't make mistakes that other companies are making. So I think it's a good thing that we reached 1 year anniversary soon. In a few months, I think, for the Japanese server. So I hope that the companies do more and better things. And I think one way is to really listen to the community. I think maybe have contests, have more engagement. Like, I think a vision card design would be a great idea for the community. Imagine on Facebook they say, oh, War of the Visions community, we are putting out a contest. Let's see your imaginations come to life. Design us your vision card, and the winner will have that card highlighted in the game in the upcoming future. Now, I'll be all up on that. For those of you who watched my subscriber special where I designed units, you know, I highlighted my dog to be a unit in the game, and you know, I sat down and did all the skills and everything like that. I'm like, totally cool, right? Like, I'll totally get in all up on that. And I think that's a great idea. I think that would be a very nice touch from the developer's perspective. So, Square, Gumi, if you ever have any spies on YouTube watching my channel, that's a suggestion for you. That's $1 million idea right there for you, right there. So another thing I really want to talk about is what happens when this game does reach a state in which you have tons of units. Like in my last video on what's life going to be like with Warrior of Light, I mentioned the idea that I'm pretty much done on that account. Like, I don't really see myself needing to summon too many units in the future, because once you have, I would guess, one tank, one support, and one attacker for every single element. Okay, let's take a look real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 3 times 8. That's 24 units. And you know, as you can see, that's not that hard to do. Once you have 24 units solidly built for this game, what else are you seeking? With that many units and that many elements, you can pretty much defeat and conquer anything they bring forth. And I can imagine maybe 2 years into this game, they can bring a content saying only dark units are allowed in this dungeon, right? That would make sense because we have plenty of time to do that, to reach that point. But besides that content, what will be the incentive? Like, what could they push? What could the companies be doing to push us to summon? The whales will certainly do it because they enjoy flavor of the weeks. But for the typical player, you know, the average Joe Bob, like, what are we looking for, right? If I have 5 solid slashing units, 5 piercing units, 5 magical damagers, what will be the 6th one? Dude, I wouldn't even be able to find a slot to fit that unit onto my team. And I think power creeping is one way to solve that. Not my favorite way to do it, to be honest. But I don't know. That's something that I thought about long and hard. And hopefully I can get some feedback from the community. So tell me what you think. What do you guys think that will give us the drive to keep summoning? You know what I'm saying? Like, this game, at its current state, 4 months in, 5 months into the global version, we're all excited. We're looking for that chase of new units, that fresh unit, slap that into our monster box, and work hard to build that unit and then take it for a joyride. But once we get to that point, do we just simply walk away from the game? Or do we keep going? Something to think about, by the way. I think that's all the time I have for this video, to be honest. If you guys have suggestions, feel free to put it in the comment section below of either what you want to see for the future on this channel. What do you guys think about streams? Because given the subscriber count on this channel, and the fact that really only, like, say maybe a handful of people actually comment, I'm hoping to hear more voices from the viewers because I really would like to have more engagement. And I think streaming for me is a good way to engage with people. So if there's anything, I'm talking about anything you want to see, and no nudie pics or anything like that, but anything you want to see on this channel, feel free to tell me. And as always, take care of yourself, all your loved ones. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, by the way. Have a great weekend, folks. Nashtaters and his family out.